All right, good morning, boys and girls. So, the news that came out yesterday, did you see it? The Greens want to stop all coal and all gas and anything to do with energy. Completely want it stopped. Do they not understand that old people in Australia need the aircon to live because it gets quite hot? And in the south, it gets rather cold. And people need refrigeration for their diabetes medicine. So like Greta Thunberg, right? She just become a professor at Oslo University or Helsinki University in theory. What, theory of killing people? See, if we stopped using all fossil fuels, again, fossil fuels is a made up word that Rockefeller came up with to say that it was actually, you'd run out of it, right? Oil is not made from fossils, but let's not get into that. So if we stop using all gas, coal, all the energy, right? Millions will die overnight. Do you understand what I'm saying? Millions. And I've said this before. When they talk about carbon, what is carbon? You and me. So they're basically saying they want you dead, right? If you don't have gas, petrol, coal, all this sort of stuff, right? How are you going to be able to transport? All right, firstly, how are the farmers going to produce food that you need sustenance to eat? Secondly, how is it going to be transported from the farm to the supermarkets or shops or whatever? Then how are you going to get to the shops to purchase the food that you bring home? Then you need to cook, to consume, to survive. Do we understand this like a little bit? These things, you mightn't like them. That's up to you. But they're a necessity. Where are they going to get their electric cars from if they don't have the child slaves in the Congo and China and all these other places digging up these cobalt and all these other materials that you need to make electric cars? So they seem to like slavery. It seems that they want the child slaves in Congo and the slaves in China, basically they're slaves, right? Building these machines. They're fine with that, right? You get it? These people that work for the government, right, in the parliament, they're on 200, 300 grand a year, whatever, you know? They can afford that their power prices are going up another 20%, right? They can afford that it went up 30%, right? But the normal Joe blogs out here, with interest rates going through the roof, petrol up, inflation through the roof, all these things adding up where people are becoming poorer. I was on the news. There's homeless now in Brisbane. There's homeless everywhere in Australia. Homeless in one of the wealthiest countries in the world. We have abundant amount of gas, coal, and oil. And uranium. As I've said before, we export coal and iron ore and all this to China so they can make their weapons. But we're not allowed to use it here. Again, do you really think the Greens Party is a Green Party? The Greens Party was originally the Communist Party. Do you get it? Yes. Every policy they push is good for who? Communist China. Right? Every policy. So do you think the party really became a Green Party? No. It's still the Communist Party. But they just won't say that part out loud. But all you Muppets, you still vote for Labor. They're socialists. And then a lot of these liberals these days are socialists too. They just call themselves liberal. Yeah, and I hate that word now. You need to start voting for different parties. You understand? These people's policies are making you poorer. I say this all the time. Bowen got on the TV again yesterday. We have a mandate, basically. We won the election. No, you only get 32% of the vote. That's not a mandate. But he's mandating that you're becoming poorer. Boys and girls, boys and girls, boys and girls. I've warned you before. I hope you're prepared. Things are going to get a hell of a lot worse. All right, I'm done. Love yous.